Hello and welcome to TFA Analysis. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.
Know something. Can't you learn? Why do we go to school? Can't you learn? And I've been asking the question to my brother sitting over there, Dr. Jibamo and Jerima. I've been asking, what has been the use of this huge education we have all acquired abroad? That we cannot sit and look at the simple practical things and say, no, this doesn't seem to be working. Let's change it and go to this direction. We have attempted this. And we go around running in circles. Oh, the right government is now this one. Okay, let's agree, according to some of them, that the government was the right vehicle. Now you have five. Which one should we follow?
You see, when you are fighting and reach a certain point where disunity start coming in, it is an indication for you to stop and check your strategy and check what you are doing that is not right. But many people refuse to listen to all that I've been saying. And many Southern Cameroonians comes on my platform, TFA Analysis, insulting me and calling me names. Some would say I am an agent of the Republic of Cameroon. And when I talk against the Republic of Cameroon, they say I am a supporter of Ambazonia. But I keep on to TFA is a platform named TFA True Analysis. I am out for the truth. And until we speak the truth, we cannot be set free in any situation in life. And I thank God that many people have been taking into consideration what I have been saying. And just recently, yesterday, I followed a program or a meeting in which Honorable Wirba Joseph chaired a meeting abroad, addressing the people of Southern Cameroon, especially the Ambazonia. And there are a lot of things that he mentioned that I personally have talked about it concerning the struggle in Southern Cameroon. We are punishing ourselves. We are killing ourselves. We are destroying our own homeland. I would just rush through some of the things that he said in that meeting. First, he said, I'm quoting him, if you start by imitating the oppressor, everybody will run away from you. That is the first statement I took from him. And then when you look at the government that the people of Ambazonia have formed, all the 5 different governments, all of them are imitating CPDM. The way they are operating, the way they are doing their things, marginalization, intimidation, threat and other things, embezzlement, are all the things that they are copying from the CPDM. And they have turned around to imitate that oppressor, which is the government of Cameroon. He said that. The second point he said, I quote, is go around shouting and creating government go around and creating government or shouting and creating government until you move in the right corridor and talk to the right people. You cannot set your people free. That is another thing he said. And TFA Analysis have mentioned and presented several videos talking about the people of Southern Cameroon should fight the right enemies. They should table their complaint to the right channel. If taking arms and believing that you will fight and kill the military and get your freedom, you cannot. Because there are people that have to support you and recognize that territory. Meet those people. Study the history of Cameroon if you are claiming the Southern Cameroon and calling it was an independent state. Go through the history of Cameroon and look at what's happened that they joined Southern Cameroon. Look at the origin and the root cause of everything. Follow those people, which the people are the United Nations Organization and Britain, to explain to you why they allow British Southern Cameroon to go the way it is. They went in 1961. That is the right channel. That is the right corridor. The right people to talk to. President Paul Biya and his government have nothing. All Cameroonians have been marginalized, not only the Anglophones. All. And if you people stand and say, okay, you don't want the marginalization again, you want separation, go to the right people. Find out. Stop killing your own people. in the name of you want to liberate them from who? You are fighting the wrong battle. He said, go to the right corridor, meet the right people, talk to the right people. The third point he said is, all of these are done in the background, in the back room. Everything should not be done on social media. All the 5 governments, they are there on social media. They don't even have a meeting that maybe if something happens, they comes and talk together in order to agree and say this is what we have to say out on the social media. Anybody within, as so far as you have an internet, you just come and say you are on. And there is no secret in that battle. And that is what they are failing. That is what he said there. The fourth point that he mentioned is groups loyalty is creating broken camps all over southern Cameroon and abroad. That all southern Cameroonians, Ambazonia fighters, now have they don't have loyalty toward the flag of Ambazonia or the nation that they are fighting for, but they have loyalty but to the different groups, political parties that have been created. Because he called all those governments that have been created, the IG1, IG2, IG3, the Ambazonia Governing Council, and whatsoever, he called them all political parties. That all Southern Cameroon, all Ambazonia fighters now are loyalty, their loyalty is toward this group of people. And they are taking a lot of pride in them. And that is why they are destroying everything. He talked about, that is the fourth point, the fifth point, that the leaders of each group has demanded loyalty that is over and above the Ambazonia flag and the national anthem. That is the same thing I talk about. And then the fifth point is, how can you get freedom with such disunity? We have said it here. I presented a video and then I said that serious war awaits the people of Southern Cameroon if Ambazonia gains independence under the leadership of these 5 different governments. Because they are enemies among themselves and they will fight and kill every Southern Cameroonians. So it is better for them not to even have independence. If God programmed it, let them dissolve all what they have created in the name of government before that independence comes. That is what he said. People are more loyal to the political parties they created on the internet. That is his statement. That Ambazonia are in the gutter. He mentioned that one. That present day, Ambazonia is in the gutter. They have fallen. They have fallen because of all this disunity. So if you have fallen, what are you going to do? The first thing is you have to stop. Look at your strategy. Look at the things that you have been doing that are not correct and adjust them. He said that he will push them to shame if they don't rise up. He promised to push them to shame if they don't rise up to unite together. He mentioned again how different are the IGs or the government that have been created on internet. What are the differences between that government that Ambazonia have created with the CBDM? He said there is no difference. That they are all the same, operating on the same platform and doing the same thing. And then the last point I picked from what he said is, what is the use of education that they have acquired abroad if they cannot dissent, have the spirit of dissentment to know that things are not working, the strategies they have taken are not working? And TF8 Analysis have presented a video. Look through all my videos, you will come across it. I titled it that the wrong strategy of the Ambazonia. And this wrong strategy of Ambazonia is what they have to stop, is what is bringing Ambazonia to the gutter, as he's mentioned. And he said that the use of their education is for them to stop at this point and look at the way that they have gone, the things that they have done that are not correct, and dissent the things that they have done, and see where to go again. If there is no way of that, then if they don't do that, they cannot go any further. Those are the things that he said. And TF8 Analysis is still repeating it again. that from the beginning in 2007, from 2017, I've been mentioning it and saying it. The strategy that the Ambazonia are using to gain freedom for the people of Southern Cameroon are wrong strategies. And those, if you are using any wrong strategy, God cannot be with you. And wrong strategy are refusing your children not to go to school, punishing your own people, killing your people, naming them black legs and killing them. Those are wrong strategy. Those are wrong strategy. First thing, taking guns, believing that you can give your people freedom by fighting was a wrong strategy. This thing is a diplomatic issue that needs to be moving from one office to another, searching for the solution for the liberation of the people of Southern Cameroon. And I have mentioned it to you people. Those we have to meet are the United Nations and Britain. They have the secret. They have the answer to all the things we have been struggling to. Here, if you don't know, if Ambazonia, if all of you are brought, calling yourself leaders of Ambazonia, if you can put yourself together and say, we are the educated one here, what should we do? You will have a solution. But if you keep on fighting and believing that you will take it by force, I tell you, you cannot, and you will not take it by force. Stop and check your strategy.
Before I come to ask you the toughest question that Ambazonians have ever been called to respond to, I would like to make one last comment. That my opposition to government was partly because I told them that when you form something called a government, all the people internationally who could sympathize with your movement, they run away from you. Why? Because they have diplomatic relations with the oppressor. So if you start by imitating that oppressor, you send away all your friends. So you have nobody who can sympathize with you. You have nobody who can listen to your story. Go around shouting and create governments and do all the things you did until you move in the right corridors and talk to the right people who will listen and say, okay, I didn't know this. We need to call the other people to say, this is more serious than we thought. And all of these things are done where? In the back room. In the back room. I've told you about numerous meetings in the Commons. I have a whole long list of MPs and members of the House of Lords I'm sitting with. You never mention their names. You never talk about it. Because you are winning them to your side of the story. If I were following your drift, as soon as I finish one meeting from 2 years ago, I was with Minister X, we had a drink in the House of Commons, and I'm now telling you that very soon Ambazonia will be free. I'm a liar if I tell you that. I'm a liar. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. So we will have to learn discretion. And the last thing that happened when these governmental things are created was I did a bit of psychology as a school teacher. And I learned something about group loyalties. They are the most dangerous things you can face, especially in a struggle. Loyalty is a dangerous thing because nobody wants to look stupid. No human being wants to look like an idiot. Therefore, my opposition to the government was when you start and an opposition forms, and if something happens to that government, then we are going to have broken camps and people running in different directions and saying different things. So I advise, don't do it. Because the narrow group mentality is the most dangerous thing. Now, to tell you another truth. For all the people who have formed any kind of group in the diaspora, every government you have formed, I challenge you with this. Do you realize that the loyalty you demand to each group leader, the loyalty you demand to each group is now over and above the loyalty to the Ambazonian flag and the anthem. It's over. So how can you get freedom with that? How can you get freedom with that? People are now more loyal to their political parties they created on the internet than to the Ambazonian flag and the cause. You are now more loyal to them. Oh no, if you talk against this, you are our enemy. He is the only one. And I swear, oh my God, this is how low we've fallen. We're in the gutter. We are in the gutter. If believers don't rise up from this moment and move in the direction and teach everyone else that it is belief that can free us, I will put you to shame. Because when you will hear that they have cut my head, at least I will rest in peace, because I died believing and trying to get a free country for my people. Then the same people paying loyalties to their internet governments and all, they turn around and they are saying, oh, you know, back home, the political parties are not doing this. The CPDM, people are, running after the CPDM because of money. Yours are running after you because of what? How different are you? How different are you? You are just like them. You are just like them. Any person who calls himself a leader and demands loyalty to himself and his group, and not to the flag, and not to the star of that destination of freedom, is a liar. He's a cheat. He's a liar. The Ambazonian nation is so big. The project is so huge. It is bigger than all of us put together. How can a little group, how can we have a forest that is Ambazonia? And people create groups and choose a single tree because the tree is very big. They are sitting under and saying, anybody who wants liberation, if they don't enter into this fence around this tree, they will never get there. You are fooling yourself. It's a lie. The hard work of liberation is not done that way. It is not done that way. Have you ever known, ladies and gentlemen, that in human history, you have had men and women who have stood up alone for the truth in their nations, and the whole nation stood up against them, and it ended up that one woman or that one man was right and the whole nation was wrong? Have you ever known that? I stand with the truth about the liberation of my homeland. If I have to stand there alone, I don't mind. It's my choice. It's my choice. It is my choice. And by the time I make that choice, and 2 other people come up and say, we make that choice. 10 others come in. We make that choice for freedom. Then the handful of liberators will free their country for the cowards who choose the easy road. The narrow group mentality is the most dangerous thing we have as we speak. Because I am telling you, I have children, my own. There are no 2 ways to freedom in any nation. There is only one way, and that one way is that hard way. Either we are ready for it, or we give it up. By we, thank you. By we, I mean you and me who believe. By we, I mean those who can go the extra mile to deliver what they want and to get what they desire. If you do not know something, can't you learn? Why do we go to school? Can't you learn? And I've been asking the question to my brother sitting over there, Dr. Njibamo, and Jerima, I've been asking, what has been the use of this huge education we have all acquired abroad? That we cannot sit and look at the simple practical things and say, no, this doesn't seem to be working. Let's change it and go to this direction. We have attempted this. And we go around running in circles. Oh, the right government is now this one. Okay, let's agree, according to some of them, that the government was the right vehicle. Now you have 5. Which one should we follow? No, to be honest, which one? So we'll now be choosing, okay, the other man is very tall. He looks like my father, so I go with him, right? Where would we end? Where would we end?